Hey, what's up, Jacksonville? Hicken here, ready to give you a rundown of all things Jacksonville sports coming up this weekend. Let's start with the Jags. Quiet times, but there was some movement in free agency, although it's nothing to get too excited about. It's guys coming in to compete, guys coming in for an opportunity. I think the one guy that you might focus on is a young running back named Dearness Johnson, who showed some flashes in Cleveland, averaged more than 5 yards a carry, showed that he could, run the football, but the Browns didn't use him. Now, in fairness, the Browns had Chubb and Kareem Hunt, but the Browns let Hunt go. So there's an opening there for Johnson, and Johnson wasn't interested in staying, so he comes to Jacksonville, where he'll get a chance to battle with Hasty and Connor for the backup to Etienne. But I think that's a positive move. The other guys are bodies defensive linemen who will Mondo and Dogby, who can compete for snaps if they make the team, but there's challenges there. And it also gives you a little more flexibility when you're going through the draft. We don't have to necessarily take this defensive lineman here or this running back there. So just some movement, nothing to get too crazy about or anything like that. And remember, I just keep harping on Calvin Ridley, but I'll continue to harp on Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley will make this team much better going forward. So that's the good news going forward. All right. Gators, Billy Napier's making the rounds. Look, I've been hard on Billy Napier, and the Gators went 6-7. And it's going to take some time. There's a lot of work to be done. I will say that off the field, I think Billy Napier has done a really good job at changing the culture. I know that doesn't mean anything to any Gator fan. When you lose to Vandy, the culture stinks, okay? But every little facet of the program he's made better for the football player. You don't get parking tickets. You got better food. You get suits. You travel more. You get to go to different places, and it's part of student-athlete trips. I mean, so there's a lot that you got the sports complex. I mean, so there's a lot of positives going forward off the field. He recruited a decent class, but it's going to take some time. And excuse us if we don't get excited about Graham Mertz at quarterback, but we don't. Okay, Billy does, and hopefully that culture will allow a less talented Florida team maybe to knock off a Tennessee or an LSU this year, or even FSU for that matter. So we'll see going forward. But that's just my thoughts about offseason and Billy Napier. He's coming, by the way, to Orange Park to speak to the Clay County Gator Club as well. Knowles and Gators did play baseball this week. Gators came back. Florida's good. They're good. They should be back in the mix. They should be, we're hosting the regional and the super regional, and we got a chance to go to Omaha good. And if we go to Omaha, anything can happen. So that's where I think that they are. FSU, Link Jarrett's going to be a really good coach. It's going to take some time. He's got a lot of young guys. So you got to give him some space to build it as well. And don't forget, baseball, softball, lacrosse, high school-wise, it's all going on right in the middle of it right now. About halfway through the seasons, quite frankly. So that's all we got today, ladies and gentlemen. Check out some baseball if you can, and we'll talk to you next time on Jacksonville's Weekend in Sports.